This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk you through this 2018 Zinger model 280BH. Okay, I'm on the door side of the trailer here. This is an outside kitchen, so this obviously slides out like so. You have to plug this in, and there's a female underneath, right underneath here. You can take the hose down and plug it in. Excuse my camera work, I'm sorry. And you got an outside refrigerator too. Also full crank down scissor type stabilizers. All right, you got a power awning. This is the service panel for your refrigerator. Your furnace vent, of course. You got video out here for a TV and power to plug it into. That is the vent for your range hood. Make sure you always open the baffle on the outside when you're using the fan. Okay, outside speakers. This is your furnace. Right now it's empty, there's no water in it because it's winterized. Just make sure before you start it up, the switches to operate it are inside. But before you start it up, this works on, looks like gas or electric. I'll let you know for sure when we get inside. But either way, there's the plug for it. Let's see, and it screws right in there. So make sure you put the plug in and fill it with water before you turn on any energy source to heat the water, okay? This is a filler for your onboard fresh water tank. Usually you'll just use regular city water, which is on the other side of the trailer, and I'll show that to you. But occasionally you'll go to a campground that does not have plumbing on the campsite, so you can pre-fill this tank here through this filler and use the onboard water pump to pump water. So you still can use all the plumbing just like you have running water up, city water, okay? All right, this is going to be your hitch here. We'll show you how it works when you pick up your trailer. It's a weight distribution hitch. It's a Husky center line. We're going to show you how it works, but you can always go back to their website, Husky Centerline, and look at their hookup videos if you're on the road and you need to refresh your memory, something like that, okay? All right, you got two batteries, a power tongue jack. That is just, this thing here is just a hookup for a solar panel. Got a brand new battery. All right. Your hose for your dump hose. Okay. This has a 30 amp power system, so you got a 30 amp cord here. Goes right into the trailer there. Behind this shower panel is in fact an outside shower. Okay. You have your city water hookup. Remember I just told you that you could fill the onboard tank on the other side if you don't have city water. If you do have city water, you're just going to hook the hose right onto that, turn on the faucet, and you're all powered up, or you're all ready to go. Water pressure and everything. So, all right. Also right next to it is a black tank flush, which I'll tell you about in 1 second here. Okay, so here you have two dump valves. The gray one on this side and the black one on that side. The gray is for sink and shower water. The black is for toilet water and waste. So you always dump the black one first, then the gray one, because it's cleaner water than the black, so you do that second. Then you can leave the black valve open, hook the hose from the dump station to here, and it'll actually spray out the inside of the black tank to clean it out even better. So it's a good feature, and I recommend it for sure. All right, your dump hose stores in the bumper here. You just have some video through right there for the camera. This does have a ladder, so it makes it even easier to inspect your roof. You want to inspect your roof every 90 days or so. Make sure there's no cracking or separation around the sealant or any of the fixtures on the roof. Also, you want to check the rubber and membrane to make sure there's no tears or anything like that. So just keep an eye on it. Also, that housing there tells us that this is pre-wired for a backup camera, if you ever wanted to add one. Okay, getting worse over here. Okay. is cool. Okay. So, when we first walk in the door, you can see that this is your control panel. You have your slide room in and out here. You're just going to bring it in till it's all the way in. It starts ratcheting. You take it out all the way out till it starts ratcheting. As soon as you hear that noise, then you just take your finger off the button. This is for your power awning. Now never leave the power awning out, or any awning out, unattended. So if you're not going to be at the campground, you just roll it in. Otherwise you can get it damaged by the weather very quickly. Remember I told you you had a water pump? That's it right there. Water heater. This is to light it on gas. This is to light the electric heating element. The heating element is the one you're going to use the most. Just always remember to make sure there's water in the tank before you turn on any kind of heating element, or else it'll burn out in just an instant. The thing is, what you'll do is this isn't bypass mode right now because it's winter time still. Bypass means there's antifreeze in the system and the water heater tank is bypassed. You can't leave water in the water heater tank, obviously it would expand and break it. Also, you can't get antifreeze into the water heater tank because it leaves a really foul taste, so you bypass it first. So it's called bypass mode. When you put it back into regular camping mode, you're going to hook up the city water, then you're going to turn on the hot water faucet, and it's going to be spitting out air, and then eventually it'll be a mixture of air and water, and then eventually solid water. Well, when you start getting solid water out of the hot water, obviously the tank's full, so always make sure it's full before you light it up. Alright, so you check your battery, which is charged. Fresh water tank is empty, black is empty, gray, so on and so forth. It'll graduate up in 1/3 increments, if you can see that. The LEDs will light up as it fills. Once you get back past 2/3, you're going to have to start thinking about dumping your black and gray tank. And if you're getting down to 1/3 or so of fresh water, like here, then you could think about topping it off if you can. Okay, and these are also just lights here. Okay, cool blue lights. Okay. Of course, you have 2 bunks. So now we're standing next to the bathroom. I'll just do this part first. It works pretty much like any other bathroom. The sink and shower does. The vanity does. The thing about the toilet is, let me swing this around so you can see it. I know I'm a lousy cameraman here, but right down here, you can see there's the flush pedal. When you push it, it opens. Directly below, straight down, is the black tank, right? Now you can't use this toilet without water in the black tank. So when you first get to the campground, you can step on this pedal, and it'll just start rushing water down there. And you're just going to put about a gallon or so of water in there. There's no way to tell exactly what that is. Just use common sense. You have to have water in the black tank before you start using it. Otherwise, the smell will be terrible, and it can harden up and cause all kinds of trouble. So you always want to make sure that. Also, if you just push this a little bit, let me see if I can show you again. Sorry. If you just push the pedal a little bit like that, when you do, you can just push it a little bit and the water will come pouring out and start filling the bowl because the trap is closed. So you can add as much water as you want before you use it to the bowl just by barely touching the flush pedal. Okay? Always use, with the shower, always use the fan to pull the humidity out of this trailer. You don't want to get mold or mildew. Alright, so let's see. We'll come down here. There's this thing here is basically a remote for your control panel. So you can do a lot of the features from the control panel from this remote. It's charging right now. You have 2 remotes. The small remote here is for the fireplace. Fireplace is also a heater, right? So it has a 2-speed fan. So right now it's on high. Let's check it here. You can change the intensity of the flame like that. You can set the thermostat. It goes up in 5-degree and down in 5-degree increments. right? Like so. It also has a timer on it, so there's it's a good space heater. You could set it, if you got up at the same time every morning and it's cool outside, you could set it to turn on, 20 minutes before you get out of bed, and it'll heat this area up, for example. The radio, which you can pass through to the TV set, it has all the usual stuff. It has Bluetooth, so you can stream wirelessly from your phone or tablet. You can go straight into the system with this HDMI in. So you could put a game box here, run it in straight in this way, and then right through your TV set if you chose to, for rainy days and that sort of thing. You have USB where you can stream off a USB stick. So and it has a radio and the usual things. So it does everything you need when it comes to camping. There's also, like it says here, there's a mounting plate behind here, which is just a thicker board. So you need to buy a TV, plus you need to get a swing out bracket. Make sure it's a swing out bracket, and if you can, spend the extra money and get the kind that locks in the closed or stowed position, so it doesn't come swinging out when you're towing it. If you don't do that, you'll have to put a strap kit on, and there's always straps hanging there. It looks kind of, it doesn't look real clean anyway. So spend a little extra money and get the one that locks into place. Okay. All right, so this here, let's see what we got here. This jackknifes flat into a bed. Okay. You can drop the table on the dinette here, pull out the legs or the poles, and then you can drop it down, the top down onto those cleats there. Use the back cushion to fill in the space, and you got another bed there. So that's 2 bunks, and then 2 more beds here. Then you have your master bedroom here. And the only thing to know about this is this is the emergency window. So what you do, you're just going to go like this. You can also use it as a regular window by just going like that. But if you need to escape, it pushes all the way through, right? Then you would grab a hold of this tab, pull the screen out, and out you go. And so in an emergency, when you have no other options, you can get out that way. Also, there's a mounting backer plate for a TV mounting there, and there's your coax and your power right there, so you could put another TV in here. Alright, so let's see. Alright, so the refrigerator is a Dometic gas absorption refrigerator. That's on. Now it'll run on LP gas or on 110 AC. So let me do it this way. So when you go to auto, basically there's a hierarchy. If you put it on auto, it'll always seek out electricity first. If it loses power or can't find power, it'll automatically switch over to gas. So no matter what, you won't spoil the food. So let's say you're gone all day, you leave early in the morning, and it's a super hot day, and halfway through the day the power at the campground goes out. Well, it'll sense that and it'll automatically switch over to gas for you, so it don't spoil your food. The only other thing to know about it is this gizmo right here. It's called a thermistor. You can see it slides up and down here. You want that up all the way. You can see the sticker tells you the higher you go with it, the cooler it is. So you want it pushed up all the way almost all the time. It's rare when you would have to back it down. All right, so this is your fan and your light. Remember I told you there was a vent on the outside that had a little baffle on it. You just reach up and flip the latch on the baffle and then turn on the fan, and it vents to the outside, which is a great feature. A lot of them just cycle it through a piece of charcoal or a charcoal filter, I should say, and back into the trailer. This actually vents to the outside. To your range top is pretty simple. You're just gonna go to light, and then you're gonna spark it. You spark it by turning this clockwise. And there's obviously a knob for each burner. Then this is for the oven. Now you have to use a grill lighter with this one. If you look all the way to the back, if you can see it, there's a pilot light back there. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a grill lighter with a long neck. You're going to go to pilot, then you depress it and hold it. You keep it depressed, and then with your left hand, stick the lighter back there and light the pilot light. It'll light, then you're going to hold it for another 20 seconds or so to heat up the thermocouple, and then you'll just go to operating temperature. It works like a regular oven. It cycles on and off. But keep in mind, after you shut it off, the pilot light, the burner goes out obviously, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay, back over here. This thing is a power converter. Here it is right here. See where you're at. There's the bathroom, so it's right down here. You just push on it to open it. Like so. So what this does, it converts 110 AC to 12 volt DC. So you see you got regular household circuit breakers on this side, and they're labeled, right? So that's 110 AC power. Then it converts it down to 12 volt, or over to 12 volt DC, I should say. And you can see you got regular automotive style fuses there, and they're labeled. So that's where the 12 volt for the trailer comes from. It can draw it from the battery or from this power converter. Okay. Also, you see there's a little piece of tinted plastic there. If a fuse was to blow, it will actually light up and you'll see it, so you know you blew a fuse. Also, this is a battery tender, so as long as you're plugged into the campground, it's going to keep your battery up front charged. So your battery charges up front. Your alternator on your tow vehicle charges it when you're pulling the trailer, and then when you're plugged in, this charges the battery, so it always keeps it charged up. The thermostat is just a basic analog thermostat. You want to always keep it on auto. And you have heat, which we're on now obviously. You can go to fan and cool. Cool is the air conditioner. Fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. So it just circulates air, it doesn't cool the air. So, and of course there, you set your temperature right there. Alright. See if I forgot anything here. I sort of think I got everything. There are GFCIs here. So, and they're all wired together. Every plug is wired into a GFCI. So if it pops, you're going to have to reset one of these. There's probably 2 of them in this trailer. When you're using the fireplace or the microwave, you can't use them both because they could draw too many amps at the same time, I should say. So right now it's flipped into the fireplace position. If you wanted to run the microwave, you'd have to flip this to microwave. You can't run both at the same time. All right. Okay, I think that does it. Let me look around. There should be, oh, right here. Your carbon monoxide LP gas detector is right here. It should always be green, like it is. If not, you get it serviced. It's very important, of course. All right. So, first of all, thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. And please remember, as I stated earlier, when we were outside, you want to inspect the seals on your trailer, especially the roof. Every 90 days or so, send somebody up there if you don't like heights. Just take your time and look around and make sure everything is good and tight. If something looks like it's separating or cracking, you get it taken care of immediately. Okay? Thank you.